Tuesday morning. Look at my new cup. I got it at the thrift store for $2.99 and I love it. But I have to show you. Hold on. It's freaky dicky freezing. Let's see. Oh, never mind. It's 40. But the wind is blowing. Look at that. Holy moly. That is beautiful. Wow. I wanted to show you how beautiful. I have a story to tell you. But I don't have time to tell it right now. So I will be telling you soon, but I wanted to show you these beautiful lights. So beautiful. Wow, look at this sunrise. This is kind of weird. There's a super orangey glow. We've had over 100-mile-an-hour winds all night. Look at this. These trees are bent. There's a tree down over there. There's shingles off the roof. The pond is gone. It's part of the archway is down. The hot tub cover lifted up, but it went back down. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shingles off the roof. This is nothing compared to what the winds were like about 15 minutes ago. Here we go. It's amazing to me that the trees can even... Look at that. Look at that. They can bend that far. All of them. Not just one of them. Every single one. Holy cow. Pond is a disaster. Let's go look out the front. We've had no power for 2 days. They're saying it's going to be 2 more days before we get power. The window's cracked open. You can hear it because we have a generator and the power cord's going through the window. This water feature's a disaster. It's just covered with debris. You can see more debris on the sidewalk. Been a pretty scary night. That tree's gonna have to come down. There's a shingle stuck on the fence. Wow, it got quiet. There we go. Oh my God. There's a couple trees down I can see. I can only imagine what's waiting on the path. Not even gonna be able to let the dogs out. That one's definitely coming out of the ground. So scary. Okay, here's the carnage. See the damage to the fence, that fence, down there. Trees are down in the back. Shingles in the water feature. This was busted off. Honey just laid it back up. Unbelievable. Okay, here's the front. This is the water feature. This is the water feature. Oh dear. Trying to walk through this snow. Oh dear. Honey did come out and cut this stuff up, but you could see where it uprooted. And there's more over there. This tree that uprooted over here. This is our property all the way almost to his driveway, so there's another tree over there down. This tree's down across the street. Well, all I can tell you folks is it has been an incredible 2 weeks. In a good way and in a very bad way. So, I've been wanting to, tell everything that's been happening, but when I tell you the story, you're going to understand and you're going to be like, holy cow. But anyway, I'm in the car wash right now, washing my brand new car. And there's a reason I have a brand new car. And that's a story all of its own that I will tell you. But in the meantime, it's Saturday. It's been a 6-day work week. We're working Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Christmas Eve. And we are loaded. We have lots of doggies. So, tomorrow's Sunday. We're going to go to church, and then I will have a chat. Talk to you guys later. Day 3.5. No, day 5.5. With no power. And look, it came on for like 3 minutes. And now it's all wet in there, but yeah, it came on for like 3 minutes. That's what it's been like. Those are solar lights on my mom's little tree there. You can see how dark it is in the neighborhood. Today is Tracy's birthday, the 22nd of December. All right, Tracy, give me your usual. Oh, that guy's limping. Oh. It's a good thing we left for church early. I hate to see the wildlife when they're limping. It makes me wonder what happened. I mean, I guess they could have just jumped a fence and landed incorrectly. guys, it's Christmas morning. It's what, 7:45. I've been up since about 4:30. Santa didn't come. It's a good thing Santa tells me to buy whatever I want. Anyway, it's been a crazy month. Crazy, I tell you. So let me start. And I'm still in my nightgown. I'm sorry I didn't get dressed up for you guys, but it's easier to do a video when Honey's asleep. Okay, so December 9th is when it all started. December 8th would have been my dad's birthday. He's been gone for 25 years. And the day after, I got a flat tire. Well, you'd think that's not that big of a deal. It was dark outside already. I literally had just come around the turnaround, was getting on the highway to go up the mountain, and got a flat. Well, called Honey, and we both remembered I don't have a spare. So I had to call roadside assistance to tow the car. I had had a flat also earlier in the year, I think, like March or April, and also had to wait for a tow. The bad thing is both times I had my snow tires on. Well, snow tires are much more expensive than regular tires, and the tire was like 2 months old. So Honey was annoyed by that, and we're talking on the phone. He stayed with me on the phone the whole time that I was waiting. Let me take my last sip of tea. Look at my cup. I love my cup. I love my cup. However, look what happened. So I'm going to use it through this holiday season, and then it's going to go bye-bye. But I got this at the thrift store, and it was a Starbucks 2007. This cup has lived a long time. Okay, so I'm sitting there, and we're talking, and he goes, "You need to just start looking for a new car. This is ridiculous." And that is the dog scratching. He said, "This is ridiculous. If you had a spare, I could just come down there and change your tire, and we'd be home in an hour and a half instead of you waiting 3 hours for a tow." So I started looking, and he's on the phone, and I'm, hey, what's happening over there? So it's happening again. Hey, 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 hey. I think she's going to live. It's okay. It's okay. Go lay down. Go lay down. So, sorry about that. So, while I'm looking for a new car, I discovered that my car, the one I have the Cadillac XT4, is being discontinued, which makes no sense because it was a brand new body style, brand new interior for 2025. I better be back in a minute. Okay, I think things are under control. So, where was I? Okay, so he told me to start looking for a new car. I'm scrolling, and we discovered that my car is discontinued. So there's the XT4, the XT5, and the XT6. Well, Nissan popped up, and I really liked the Murano. I mean, really liked it. So I made an appointment the next day. Let me tell you, I did wait 3 hours. I left the shop at 4:15, and I got home at 9 that night. So a car with a spare is a necessity. So, yeah, the next day I went and looked at the Nissan. The problem with the Nissan was you can't put it in all-wheel drive. The car is supposed to be smart enough to know if it slips, it automatically jumps to all-wheel drive. I didn't like that. I did like that you can light up the whole inside of the car in whatever color you want. I loved that a lot. But I drove the car. I liked it. I left there, called Honey. This is the next night. Called Honey. He's like, well, why don't you go and look at the Cadillac dealership? So I was like, I'm already going the other direction. He's like, turn around, just go. So I did. And two very young salesmen greeted me when I walked in the door. And I was like, okay, who wants to sell a car? And one guy goes, well, I already have a customer. I'll let Zach help you. So Zach, really cute young fella. And he saw my screensaver, which is Trump. And he goes, oh, you're a Trump fan. I was like, I don't know. Are you a Trump fan? He goes, my dad would love that. And I was like, okay, well, at least you're the son of a Trump fan. So I wanted to look at the Blazer, but the gas-powered Blazers do not look as good as the electric Blazers. So I was disappointed in that. Anyway, he kept looking and looking and looking. And finally I was just like, okay, thank you so much, Zach. I'm going to go ahead and go. And he goes, hold on. He goes, I'm not certified to sell Cadillacs, but I can look at the Cadillacs we have and see if there's anything that you like. So he finds this black Cadillac. It's all chromed out. Chrome around all the doors, the trim, everything chrome. The tires, or not the tires, the rims match really nicely. And it has a cream interior. Sold. So he tells me that this car has 6,100 miles on it. It was driven by their receptionist, and they're giving $11,000 off the price of the car because it has 6,100 miles. Ding, ding, ding. So, couldn't drive the car. It was really late, and Zach's not certified to sell Cadillacs. So, I had to come back the next night and check it out. Drove it. Very nice. Very nice. V6 turbo. So it's pretty spiffy, and it's pretty luxurious looking, and I really liked it. So I bought it. Drove it home that night. Drove it for about a week, and maybe a little more than a week. I had put like 500 miles on it. And I came home one day, and Honey comes in, and he goes, your car's leaking. I was like, it's brand new. How can it be leaking? He goes, it's leaking. And he called the dealership, and he was hot. So, yeah. So I'm going to tell you the whole car story, and then we're going to back up and tell another story. So we take the car, we drop it off. They're supposed to have a loaner for me. They don't have a loaner. They call me at work. Honey drives me to work. And they call and tell me they want me to rent a car, and they'll pay for it. But I have to be at some place by 5 o'clock, and I have no car. Honey's gone home. So I tell them, no, that's unacceptable. So they Uber me back to the dealership, and they give me a loaner car. It's a cute little car. It's called a Chevy Trax, and it looks a lot like the Blazer, but much less expensive. And that's what I'm driving right now while I'm waiting. While it's there, one of the things they did promise us when we bought the car was that they would put snow tires on it. So they're going to put the snow tires on it. They're going to fix whatever the leak is. Honey said it's a transmission leak, and they did call and say that there's a recall on it. And they're going to fix that. And what else? Oh, they're going to put my Cadillac floor mats in it. So, ta-da! I got a new car. I don't have it, but I own it. Okay, so back up. I don't remember what day it was. Let's see. So the power, okay, we had a bad windstorm, like super bad, and it lasted about 4 days. So on the 17th was the first day. And I don't know if you guys remember, I don't know, about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, we had a really bad fire here in Colorado. And it was actually not in the mountains. It was more, not in the city, but more on the flat part. And thousands and thousands and thousands of homes were destroyed. It was called the Marshall Fire. So now Colorado has gotten to where they are super cautious when we're going to have high winds. Because I believe that fire was caused by a downed power line. So they started telling everyone that they were going to shut the power off. And that was down in the foothills. We're in the actual mountains. Well, our electric company said they were not going to turn the power off. However, on the 17th of December, the power went off. And we thought, oh, they must have decided to turn it off. You know, the winds were getting really bad. I'm going to be honest with you. The highest winds were clocked at 124. 124 miles per hour. In the past, I have liked a fairly good windstorm. It's cool to see the trees swaying. I don't know. I just liked it. This time I didn't like it. It was actually pretty scary, and at times even terrifying. So at one point, I got up in the morning, and the dogs always have to go out in the morning. Yeah. I opened the door, and the dogs were like, we're not going out there. I had to push them out the door, and I thought, okay, they'll just pop a squat right outside the door on the deck. No big deal. We'll power wash it. No. They took off. And I thought, oh my gosh, Rizzo is going to blow away. She's an old lady now, and she's thinner, and I really thought the wind would blow her away. So, and she's deaf. So I can't call her. She doesn't hear me. And just then, shingles start flying off the roof and slamming into the deck. And little dogs are walking around like, fortunately, nobody got hit. But I told Honey, I said, I am taking the dogs with me today. The little dogs. The big dog, she weighs 100 pounds. Nothing will blow her away. But she was terrified, the big one. So power was off the 17th, the 18th, the 19th, the 20th, the 21st. I put some printer ink in. And
And the power came back on the 22nd. So fortunately, I have a very resourceful husband, unlike somebody that I know. And he got the generator out. He ran power cords, refrigerator. The inside refrigerator was powered. We had television. Fortunately, we have a gas stove, so I was able to boil water and, or not boil it because I don't want boiling water, but I wanted warm water to wash up in the shower. I shampooed my hair at work. But, we managed. And we didn't even get mad at each other. There were a couple times where it was like, you could tell things were a little bit tense, and we would both be like, okay, time to regroup. It's okay. This is going to end, and everything will be fine. So on Saturday afternoon, the 20th, I emailed the pastor from work and asked him if there was going to be church because power was out. My nail is cracked. Power was out all over the mountains. So he said, yes, we don't have power, but we're going to gather and do, whatever we can. So we showed up to church, and the power was on at the church. And I asked him, I was like, when did the power come on? He was like, late last night, it came on. So church is probably 15, 18 miles from our house. So we were hopeful that we would get power that day. We didn't. It came about noon on the 22nd. And it was kind of funny because on Sunday night, the 21st, the power did come on for about a minute and a half. Long enough for us to celebrate, totally celebrate. And then it went back out. So we jumped in the truck and we went driving around because we knew there had to be a power crew in the neighborhood. So we drove around, we found the power crew, and they were like, yeah, we turned it on. And as soon as we did, we got notified that there was an open loop somewhere. So we shut it back down and we're working on it. So anyway, came on the next day. So that was 6 days. And it really messed with my ability to do my final shopping for my employees. So I had already gifts for some, but there were two that I didn't have gifts for yet. And I give them cash and I give them a gift. I like to give a gift because it means I took the time to think about you and shop for you. So I like to give them at least one gift. And then I give them their cash bonus. But anyway, everybody seemed really happy. Nobody had any issue with it. And yeah, it was kind of a weird Christmas season at the new shop. It was really busy from the 1st of the month to the 22nd. And then the 23rd was kind of slow. I think we only had 18 on that day. But we were doing 25 to 29 all the other days. And then the 23rd was 18. And then Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is always, it's either slammed or it's slow. And we did 15. But I was really happy we only did 15 because that way I had time to drive home and shower and get ready to go to church. Whereas if we had been busy, I would have had to change my clothes at work and drive directly to church. So it was good. And then we tried a new place. We're not Italian food lovers. We don't dislike it, but when we go out to eat, that is like at the bottom of our list. But there were very few places open on Christmas Eve. So there was this place called Tuscany Taverns, and we went there, and it was really nice. We liked it. What do you call it? The server. The server, I looked at the menu. I was going to have seafood lasagna, and she came around and she's like, we're having 2 specials tonight. And she told us what the specials were. And one of them was prime rib. Well, my best friend, her favorite thing in the world is prime rib. So I was like, I should try this. Well, I did not care for it. Honey had chicken parmesan, and we both decided we liked the atmosphere and the service so much that we were going to come back and try different food next time we come. And it's not like it was, I didn't like it at all. My holiday tradition is if I eat out on Christmas Eve, and I've done this as long as I have been able to afford to do this, I like to give the waitress a $100 tip. So, she had come around and asked how we liked stuff, and I was like, not digging this a lot. And Alan had a little bit of complaints, and she was just like, oh, I'm so sorry. So I'm sure she thought, oh, wow, these people don't like it. They're not going to be good tippers. And when she came around to bring the bill, we gave her the card to pay the bill, and Honey handed her the 100 and said, this is for you. And she was like, wow, this is too much. And he's like, nope, this is what we do on Christmas Eve. You took the time to be at work instead of be home with your family. So thank you very much. So this is one of our traditions, and really like doing that. Okay, oh, wait a minute. Hold the phone. So Honey's family was supposed to come on the 23rd to spend 5 days with us for Christmas. And I told him, I said, I cannot have everything ready with the power coming on the 22nd. Because we couldn't clean, we couldn't vacuum, we couldn't, do the things you do before people come to stay. I said, can we push to after Christmas? And he's like, oh, that's a good idea. So we called and talked to them. Today's Christmas Day. They're coming tomorrow. And it takes about 8 or 9 hours to get here. So I'm going to do all the things today that I have to do to get ready for them. And then tomorrow morning, after Christmas shopping. It was funny. I was on my way home from work yesterday, and I was talking to my best friend, and I told her about that Alan would open his gifts tonight. And she goes, well, what about your gifts? I said, oh no, Alan is not allowed to buy me gifts. She was like, what do you mean? I said, early in our marriage, he gave me a Snuggie for Christmas. Oh my gosh, I thought she was going to pee her pants. She was laughing so hard. She was like, okay, now I understand. So my mom used to tell me, she'd say, I'm going to send you some money. Will you do my Christmas shopping for me? And so I always was willing to do her Christmas shopping for her. And so that's what I have now instilled in Honey. It's okay. I don't have to open any gifts on Christmas Eve night. I am not, 8 anymore. And I said I really like doing the shopping myself because I get exactly what I want. And usually what it is more Christmas decor for the next year. I did order 1 box from Amber Marie and Company. If you guys don't know about Amber Marie, you got to check her out. She's got a little bit of pricey stuff, But I also, as I showed in the last video, went to St. Nick's. And so tomorrow I'm going to hit Hobby Lobby first. And then I'm going to go to St. Nick's. And then I got to come home because they're supposed to be here. They'll probably be here around 4 o'clock. But I want to have, food prepared for them when they get here. And yeah. So hopefully more stories after Christmas. And you probably already saw the carnage around our property. Fortunately, we have homeowners insurance. And it's going to cover the roof, the fence, the solar lights. It'll handle debris removal. The water features. So the water features weren't damaged, but they're disgustingly filthy and will need to be cleaned out because the winds were blowing so hard. All kinds of dirt and sand and dust and branches and even shingles flew into the water features. So they're going to come and they're going to do, they're going to check all the liner and make sure when the shingles hit, they didn't tear any of the liner. And you're not even going to believe this. So the power was out for 6 days. I don't know how many of you know this, but fish need air to survive. And so there are aerators in the pond that just create these bubbles. I don't understand why fish need air, but I know that they do. And I'm looking at the pond. And then on top of that, the pond froze completely over. So here's the thing about that. When the pond freezes completely over and the fish are continuously making fish poop, and that creates gases. Well, the gases have to escape. So when it's not frozen over, the gases can just escape. But when it's frozen over, the gases stay underneath and it kills the fish. So the whole time we had no power and everything, I just knew they were all gone. And I'd have dead fish carnage to deal with. But last Sunday I went out there and I got a tool that we have. It's got these prongs on it. And I scraped and scraped and scraped until the ice got thinner and then broke through. The first thing I saw was a fish, and not a dead fish, a live fish. So I kept working on it, and I got a lot of the ice to break up, and I could see 7 live fish. Now, the other ones could still be in the fish cave, but holy moly, I could not believe they had survived that. Even when I called the pond people, she was like, well, just the stress from the wind could kill them. Fish are very sensitive. But I was real happy. Not only that, they looked bigger. Okay. Well, this is me. I'm going to say goodbye. That has been our December. And since yesterday was awesome, yesterday was Christmas Eve, and today's Christmas Day, I'm going to chalk it up till we got all the poo-poo out of the way before the actual holiday. And I told Honey, I said, it doesn't matter that this is happening in December, even though I wish it didn't. The true meaning of Christmas has nothing to do with the power being on, the fish surviving, the new car being perfect and in the driveway. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has to do with that little baby that was born to save us all. So I hope you guys had, by the time I post this, I'll probably post this morning. So I hope you have a wonderful Christmas day. And if it's past Christmas when you're watching this, I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful December and holiday. And I'm looking forward to my husband's family coming. And his mother is in her late 80s. And this will probably be the last time that she can travel. It's still even kind of hard for her to travel, but the other son is driving her and Alan's stepdad. And yeah, it's going to be a nice time. I picked up lots of food. I could show you. Here's the menu. I'm all ready. And crock pots are coming out tonight. I have a thing with 3 crock pots, and I'm going to have all these things going and ready so that when they get here, it'll feel like Christmas Day, even though it'll be the day after. All right. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.